So, YouTube, what is up? It's Sato3860 with his first YouTube battle, and gotta say, it was a pretty good battle against LilSC19. You can check his channel in the description and subscribe to him, because he's actually a pretty cool battler. And I found him at the Zap Chat RPX, which is a good place to find some Wi-Fi battles if you want some. And so, looking at this team, I didn't really know what to expect, considering Heat Ring can be all sorts of variations, and rotom-w tends to be like a trick scarper, or any type of rotom for that matter, this generation. And Koban kind of made me wonder what it could possibly be, since his team seems to be fairly evened out with physical and special attackers, so I wasn't really sure what it was going to be. And I've never really seen a Torterra on Wi-Fi, or at least battled one on Wi-Fi. So I didn't really know what to expect then, and Lectivire didn't really worry me too much, and nor did Sazandora for other reasons, like my Latios. So, let's get into this battle and see how it goes. Alright, so I decided I'm going to lead with my lead meme shout, Mei-Ling, considering she's been like a reliable lead for me this generation. And he decides to go out with Heat Ring. I didn't really know if it was going to be a Stealth Rocker or if it was going to be Scarf. And it turned out he seemed to be Scarf, and I decided to go for the high jump kick just in case he was a Stealth Rocker. And he actually KOs with me, knowing that like she wasn't going to live anything. So that's a bummer for me, considering I like keeping her around. And I bring out my Twin Jet, Latios, and he's a Scarfer, so I'm not a Scarf. And I decided I'm going to Draco Meteor whatever he switches out to. And he went to rotom-w. And it does end up being a crit, so I don't really know if that really mattered. If it was a Choice Scarf trick set, then I was just going to end him off with another Draco Meteor, considering that the crit did more than half, obviously. And so, since I'm -2 and something that Koban resists, I'm not going to be able to do much, so I'm going to switch out to my Mr. Pringles, who takes anything like a boss. And this is my custom acid armor set. And so, he's going to take anything that this Koban hits, since it resists both its stabs. So I decided I'm going to scare him off, because he thinks I'm going to Will-O-Wisp, and I'm going to acid armor instead, just to be sure I'm able to take anything physical at least, with a good chance. And he goes into Torterra. So I'm not really sure what to expect, considering usually I hear that they're, or at least see the sets on Smogon, that they're like physical or something, and I've seen the occasional carry like Leaf Storm of some sort, just to have a special attack. So he goes off with a Rock Polish, and I don't really know what to expect still, considering he could be some sort of variant of Nix or whatever. So I'm going to try to Will-O-Wisp, and I end up missing, which sucks. And now he has +4 thanks to his second Rock Polish, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp again because I really don't want to be swept by this thing. And the burn actually hits. But with my luck, he had a Lung Berry, so that didn't really help me out too much. And he goes for a Wood Hammer, and it does a chunk out of my health. And right now, I'm really hoping that my Will-O-Wisp hits, considering this is going to be like my only hope for like a good majority of this game. And it does hit, so his attack is half right now, and I can take anything else he hits at me. Considering like his Wood Hammer, I should live now, considering it's been half, and I should live by like 40 HP, I believe, this turn. And I do live it, so I decided I'm going to recover all this damage off now, considering he's burned, and I'm able to recover anything right now. So, right now it's just going to be like recover and stall, and basically I'm just waiting for the recoil plus the burn to take him down. And while I'm doing this, I'm kind of like wondering what I'm going to do about the rest of his team. Considering like Lectivire could be a problem maybe, just because it's type coverage and such. And the Hydreigon is making me wonder what I want to do about it, if it's Specs or Scarf, possibly. But I'm not too worried about it that much, considering my Latios Scarf, modest, max speed and special attack, so it doesn't really bother me that much. And so, at this last moment, he's going to Earthquake me, and it doesn't do as much as the Wood Hammer did at all. And so, I'm finally at max health now, and he's going to die to the burn. Thanks to this, I am at reliable health, and can practically take anything else he throws at me. And now he goes into his Hydreigon, so this is practically where I'm wondering, or about to figure out what he is. And he Dragon Pulses, so it does more than half. And I recovered just in case, just to figure out what he could be, because usually I'm used to seeing Draco Meteor of some sort. And it seems that he is Scarf, possibly modest. And now that I know I can take anything, I'm going to Nightshade him, but he switches to his Electivire. And now I'm wondering, what am I going to do about this? He could possibly be a problem, and I don't want to take Power Hacks on my Jellicent right now. And because he will be of use later. And so I take him out and go into my Galvantula. And right now he does the Thunder Punch like I predicted, but I don't take it too well, considering this thing has like no defense whatsoever. And I get Power Hacks, so that's really suckish on my side, considering I was going to count on him to do, or to finish this Electivire off. So there's really nothing much he can do, so I'm just going to make him be a death fodder practically. And now I'm going into my Wireless, my custom Virizion. And right here, I want to set up the Reflect, just so I can take any physical hits at least, or at least the Ice Punch from Electivire. And it turns out to be a 3-hit KO. So I'm not really too worried about it, knowing I can live whatever he's going to hit me with, and I resist most of his attacks. And since I got the leftovers, this is really going to help a bunch. Now I'm going to Sword Dance and get the +2, and pretty much take that Ice Punch like a champ. And my only other two attacking moves are Sacred Sword and Leaf Blade. So I'm only resisted by dragons, or at least a certain amount of dragons. And right here, I got freezed, and we were both kind of wondering, like, wow, what luck did we just have? And with my luck, I thawed out immediately, so that was great on my part, as Virizion definitely helped me out this battle. So now that the Electivire gone, it's one less problem to deal with, and I'm just going to keep on recovering leftovers. And he sends out Heatran, and I didn't really know what I was going to do, but I decided I want to stay in just in case to see what he does. And he predicted I was going to go into Latios, so that's why he Dragon Pulse, and I ended up doing a Sacred Sword, and it does end up being a critical hit. So when we kind of thought about it, it didn't really matter too much, considering I did practically just as much to his Gobalion with investment, and his Heatran had none, so crit didn't really matter too much, or at all. And now it's his Cobalion against my Virizion with the Reflect skill up. So I know I can at least take an Iron Head at least, and I survived to about like maybe 43 damage, and I get a Sacred Sword off at least. And I bring him down to mid/low red, so he does live that, unfortunately, but that's okay. And the Reflect dies down, and now it's just me and my Virizion, but I'm not really too worried about losing her right now, considering she's already done her part. So she did her part, and I'm very proud of my Virizion once again. And now it's just Cobalion and Hydreigon, so I send out Mr. Pringles, who is going to burn whatever he throws in or out. I expected that he wanted his Cobalion to be unburned, considering he wanted to do decent damage with Hydreigon. So I ended up doing the Will-O-Wisp, and it does hit, thank goodness, to do residual damage to him. And I wasn't really predicting anything, So I switched straight out to my Bisharp, and my Inframon, just because he looks like that Digimon from the first movie of Digimon. And he does Dark Pulse, so that was great luck on my side. And so at this point I'm thinking I'm just going to sub and possibly pull off a Sword Dance, just in case he does try to stay in. But he withdraws to Cobalion, so I mean it works either way for me right now. And so I get off my sub, and I'm going to use the Brick Break just to finish him off since I had the sub up now. Considering he doesn't really have anything to really like stop me at this moment. And so he pulls off the Close Combat just to break my sub. And since the Brick Break is going to finish him off, I only have Hydreigon to really like somewhat quote unquote worry about. And now that he's gone, and now that I have the Life Orb set on my Inframon, it's pretty much just a good game. And now with that last one down, we're about to finish this battle up. And so now his burned Hydreigon is out, and I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch. Just get some decent damage off of him at least, and cripple him down. And it does pretty good damage, even if he does resist, and the Life Orb. And he does Surf, so my Jellicent is Water Absorb, so it definitely just gives me a moment to just take up HP, even if I am full health. And the burn is taking order in, and it's pretty much just ruining his Hydreigon. Now I have Mr. Pringles out, and I'm just going to let him finish this off like a boss. I gotta say, my Mr. Pringles actually helped me out quite a bit this match again. And I just nut shaded off, and it's pretty much a good game. Good game, LilSC19, and hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be bringing more videos.